There lies a soldier clinging to life in a strange room far from home. Another proud warrior wakes up in sweat, facing nightmares all alone. Some returns are broken, leaving some pieces behind. But I know a place that is quiet and safe, hearts and souls realign. It's a house in the woods, built on kindness and love, a place where you can do no wrong. Well, this house is a family who will suffer beside you, give you strength when you can't carry on. Oh, you deserve to feel good, so come to the house in the woods. So thanks for your service and all that you gave. Your next journey can start right here. Leave the guilt and the shame, the fear and the pain, and allow yourself to heal. You don't have to be broken. Forgiveness begins in your mind. So come to a place that is quiet and safe, where hearts and souls realign. It's a house in the woods, built on kindness and love, a place where you can do no wrong. Well, this house is a family who will suffer beside you, give you strength when you can't carry on. Oh, you deserve to feel good, so come to the house in the you breathe the main air, feel the sun on your face, the clear cloudless sky up over the lake where there's no busy streets, no overdue bills, just counting the stars as time stands still. It's a house in the woods, built on kindness and love, a place where you can do no wrong. Well, this house is a family who will suffer beside you, give you strength when you can't carry on. It's a house in the woods, built on kindness and love, a place where you can do no wrong. Well, this house is a family who will suffer beside you, give you strength when you can't carry on. Oh, you deserve to feel good. Yes, you deserve to feel good. A place where life is good. So come to the house in the woods. Come to the house in the woods.
It's a house in the woods, built on kindness and love, a place where you can do no wrong.
My name's Paul House, and name of our organization is House in the Woods. And how House in the Woods got started, June 23rd, 2007, our son, Sergeant Joel House, was killed in Taji, Iraq, while serving his country. He was killed with 3 other soldiers and an interpreter. It was also his mother's birthday. So from that day, had a passion to help veterans and Gold Star families. My son Joel, he loved to hunt, he loved to fish, loved the family camp. You know, we would canoe, kayak, fish, have cookouts, and those are the types of things I think are very healing to our vets. So if it wasn't for him and his sacrifice, we wouldn't have House in the Woods here today. And our mission is to bring our veterans and active military here to House in the Woods to bring them together so they can talk about things that maybe have happened overseas at war and combat. I believe the hunting and the fishing and being in the outdoors is a great way for them to heal. They share things in common. We've had many veterans come here that they haven't hunted for a while, and some continue to hunt, but I think it's a great way for them to get back in the swing of things. Some of them haven't picked a rifle up since they come back from combat, and when they do come here, begin to talk with other veterans, they begin to see the opportunity for them to heal. And it's the home cooked meals that we have here, the lodge, being with each other in God's nature, being out, for example, sitting in a tree stand or in a ground blind. They can reflect on what maybe happened in the past, but then they again get to enjoy God's creation, and they see different birds, animals. They may harvest an animal or catch a fish, and this is very healing for them. And we are so grateful for their sacrifice, and this is our thank you to them for their service, for them and also their families as they come here to our lodge. And we miss them when they go. We enjoy the camaraderie with them as well, and we hope they come back with their families and enjoy a summer stay where they can come and relax. So we just love what we do. We have some super volunteers for guides, as well as people in the kitchen. And this is Turbo, our tracking dog. He's not officially a therapy dog, but he really is. And the vets love him, and he's another way that they can, little dog like this, he has a big heart and a big soul, I guess, and reaches a lot of vets. So again, we're grateful for our men and women, their sacrifice, and anything we can do to help them, that's our goal and our mission. Yes, our website is houseinthewoods.org, and we also have a Facebook page. For example, this week or any of our trips, you can scroll down through and see some of the events and pictures of the veterans, and maybe some testimonials here in the future that we'll have posted. So houseinthewoods.org, look us up, and if you're interested in attending one of our retreats, just give us an email, or my phone number is on there as well, and love to have you come.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Now get to tracking.
Get to tracking, Turbo.
My name is Trinidad Cantu. I'm 37 years old from Wellington, Texas. I was in the Army for 8 years. I deployed to Iraq in 04 and 05 with the 20th Airborne Engineers, and spent about 16 months overseas in Balad, Iraq. Got back and got out and served 8 years. My experience at House in the Woods has been very helpful, especially with somebody with anger issues and PTSD, I guess. Being outdoors just helps you forget about everything, and especially for me, I'm a country boy from Texas, and outdoors is where I'd rather be most of the days. So this was perfect for me, and it helped out a lot. I was able to forget most of my problems and just enjoy the outdoors. The staff here is absolutely perfect. The host here, all the women here made sure you were fed even when you weren't hungry, and just spoiled you the whole week we were here, and it was absolutely great. Oh yes, I got a bear. I was actually the first one to shoot a bear. The first day of the hunt, pretty early on, and even just the rest of the week thinking I'd just lounge around, but I had a guy take me fishing, and man, it was awesome. We spent all day fishing on some of the most beautiful parts of the country here, I imagine, so it was awesome. It was really great.
My name's Rolando Palacios. I'm here from San Antonio, Texas. I served in the United States Army active duty for a little over 14 years. I was a 19 kilo on M1 tanks. Served 3 deployments in support of OIF and OEF. So I got invited out here to House in the Woods through a good friend of mine. Hell or High Water Outdoors sponsored my trip out here. And so far, I mean, just the level of support and love and hospitality that they've shown us is just, overwhelming on some, just thinking about it. They've been great. Had a great time, you know, just getting out, being around other like-minded veterans, enjoying the outdoors, and was successful in harvesting a bear. It's been a great trip, and hope many more veterans get to enjoy the experience.
My name's Don Hendrickson. I'm from South New Berlin, New York. I was in the Air Force for 12 years, from 75 to 87. Served in transportation, recruiting, and then back to transportation again. But the experience here is overwhelming. Everybody here is extremely helpful, and I don't think you can find any better people. I mean, they take you in and treat you good, and it kind of helps you wind down and get away from the problems of what you passed or even some of the present. So it's definitely an experience I would recommend for anybody. Something that won't forget. Oh yes, second day here hunting, I got a bear. First time I've ever hunted bear, so it was definitely a plus.
My name is Mark Oliva, O-L-I-V-A. I'm a retired Marine Master Gunnery Sergeant, served 25 years. This is my second year coming up to House in the Woods. It is truly a special place. It is a place where a lot of veterans are able to find healing and find their center, find their foundation, just by spending a little quiet time in the woods and spending time around each other. I was fortunate on my first year to be able to take a bear, about 140-pound sow, and this year I was able to bring back up a couple other veterans, and one of our group, Lex, of course, was able to take a beautiful bear, and is going to be able to have those memories to go home. But more importantly, we're able to make those connections with wonderful people here in Maine, wonderful guides, and just truly a blessing to be able to get all these veterans together from all parts of our country to be able to share their stories, share their experiences, and help one another heal and learn how to deal with the things we've dealt with in life, and you know, remember those that we need to, and move forward and be ready to be good citizens.
My name is Mike Grassel. I'm originally from Wisconsin, and I'm currently stationed at North Carolina, Camp Lejeune. I've been in the Marine Corps for 24 years. House in the Woods was different. When I showed up, I got to meet other veterans that just different walks of life at different times in their life, and it was great to meet up with them and connect with them and just talk to them. The food's great, the company's great, everything here was great, the experience was great. I really enjoyed trying to kill a bear while I was up here, hanging out with great people. Talking about the lobster, talking about the chow, talking about the people and the experience here. You know, all those great volunteers that come in and all they want to do is just hang out with us and thank us for our service. Just outstanding. Outstanding people, and being able to bait bear with Paul, being able to go on tracks and hunt. Even though it wasn't my bear, great seeing Turbo get out there and get after it. Very impressive. The terrain is very humbling here. If you've ever gone out in the woods in Maine, you'll definitely realize quick that man versus nature. Man takes a step down, nature takes a step up. But great time.
My name is J.Y. Pensky, P-I-N-S-K-Y. I'm from Remington, Virginia, which is about 60 miles southwest of Washington, D.C. I served in the U.S. Navy. I was in there for 20 years. My experience with House in the Woods was fantastic. It was nice to be around veterans again. Sometimes after you retire, you lose touch with your fellow veterans in a group setting. So it's always good to come around and be around veterans again, regardless of what it is. I love to hunt, and I love being in the outdoors, so being with veterans and being in the outdoors on a hunt was the trifecta for me of doing things that I love, so that was great. This would have been my 4th bear hunt, so I was really thankful just to be here. I certainly didn't need a bear, and the fact that I didn't get to see one is humbling because it was my turn not to be successful, and I'm okay with that. The success for me was being able to be up here with fellow veterans, to hear Paul's son's story, to meet the family, to meet the volunteers, and be able to let them give the gift of helping. Oftentimes when somebody wants to help you, when somebody wants to show you gratitude for serving, even though we're very humble about it, it's very important as veterans that we allow people to thank us, because it's part of what people need to do and want to do to feel like they're contributing. But you know, as any veteran will tell you, everybody in America is part of the team. So what people do who aren't in the military is just as important as what we do in the military, and we need, you know, the American citizens to do what they do and to enjoy their freedoms and to do their jobs and take care of their families and all the things that we go to fight for. We just need them to enjoy it. That's what makes what we do worth it.
Justin Frazier from Hamilton, Texas. United States Army for 17 years. It was great. This is my second year in a row coming up here, trying to harvest a bear. People were outstanding. A lot of volunteers. A lot of people taking us out, getting us ready for sites, giving up their free time. It's been a really great experience. Humbling getting to meet new people and obviously getting to hang out with other veterans and, you know, get to know each other. I saw lots of bear actually. Nothing worth shooting legally, but saw a bunch.
My name is Lex McMahon. I'm on the board of directors for A Hero, which is America's Heroes Enjoying Recreation Outdoors. We partnered with House in the Woods to bring some veterans up to enjoy a week of bear hunting in Lee, Maine. An absolutely incredible experience at an incredible lodge. My background is I'm a Marine, did 2 tours of duty in Somalia. Getting the opportunity to spend time with other military folks feels like it gives me an opportunity to reconnect with the brotherhood, which is very important. It gives me a sense of fellowship that you don't get to have on a day-to-day basis. So this has been again an incredible experience, and I'm very fortunate to have participated. Man, just such an amazing week here at House in the Woods. Day one we get here, get situated, wake up the next day, big beautiful breakfast, go in, sight in rifles, get our safety brief, fill out all our paperwork. But then, what a way to start out the week. You have a lobster boil, tons of food, more lobster than you could even imagine. And then just, it built from there. Tons of, lobster rolls, and then great desserts, and then every meal was something special, from, made to order omelets to, great homemade pies, you name it. The food was just off the charts. But once we got past Sunday and we actually hit Monday, we got out in the woods and we tried a few different locations. First we were at a place called Enfield, which was real nice area. We walked in, got situated. We had probably I think it was about 20 yards or so where the bait site was. Didn't see anything, but that's part of it, when you get into the woods. So next day we made a kind of command decision with Paul House, and we switched locations, and this place was magical. It just had bear written all over it, and I just knew we were gonna get ourselves a bear, and ultimately at the end of the week that's exactly what happened, and got a beautiful black bear. Vets across the board where people were seeing bears, and we had 6 people total who harvested bears, some real big ones, and just a great week where people who finished their bear hunts got to go fishing, which was also awesome. Beautiful area here. Got to see the lakes and the mountains and learn a little bit about the history of this area between Lee and Lincoln and some of the small towns here. You get a feeling that, small town America is alive and well and incredibly patriotic. If you're interested in coming up to House in the Woods, you need to get a hold of Paul House. He does some great work supporting veterans. If you're a veteran, make sure you reach out to him and maybe you can get on one of these hunts. If you're someone who supports veterans and believe in the mission of the military, then this is a great organization to support, and I encourage you to do so. Like every veteran organization, they need help accomplishing the mission. So, reach out to House in the Woods and Paul House and see what you can.
I came up to the House of the Woods to kind of remove myself from the hustle and bustle. It allows you to kind of open up and just relax and not have that outside stressors. And like we mentioned before, the website does not do it justice. You really need to come up here, meet Paul and Dee and everybody else that volunteers here that really makes it what it is. It's an environment of just zen, I guess you'd call it. It's no expectations, no responsibility, so to speak. And you actually integrate with people that probably have the same feelings that you do, that don't talk to what we call the white coats. But yet, in conversation, the conversations we had up here were, you know, so remarkably similar, and from guys that were from Tennessee, from Iowa, from Florida, from all over, and they actually, some of them actually got answers to some questions and got some paths to follow to possibly get those answers that they wanted. So really, you know, companies would really, he would do a lot, be able to outreach more if he had more, you know, sponsorships and donations, you know. But it's a great place to come up with other vets and just talk to them about your experiences. And come to find out, met people that knew people that I knew in service and outside the service. It's a small world, you know. As they say, seven degrees removed.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you met Turbo.
And there's Turbo.
Good timing, Turbo.
Yep.
What do you have to say?
So I would definitely encourage any vet to come up. It's well worth the trip. All expenses paid. You know, that's really nice. You know, it's a beautiful lodge, very warm and welcoming. You know, to come up and see it, to really see. You know, my page doesn't do justice. You got to come up and see it and be part of it and really enjoy Maine. Maine has a lot to offer.
And did you harvest a bear?
I harvested a bear. Yep.
My name is Jim. I'm from Pennsylvania. I heard about House in the Woods through Ultimate Veteran Adventures. They came to one of our Whitetails Unlimited banquet, and they spoke about an opportunity they have up here in Maine for a bear hunt and other things that they do. So a couple months ago, I found them online and put an application in, submitted a little essay in my 214, and I was surprised and thankful that they picked me. The pre-trip coming up here was great. They told us what to expect, what to bring. We got here, and we're like family when we get here. A bunch of other vets from all around the United States, you know, Texas, Alabama, you know, Iowa, all over, and it was kind of neat getting to know some of the other guys and the staff here, the host staff, the volunteers, and Miss Angie that come in here, and we get to hang out with Paul and his wife at his house, and then we got to bear hunting. Had a great time. They put us on some great spots, some monster bears up here. I watched the big one, didn't get a shot, so that's okay. Got good memories of a monster bear in the woods. And hopefully I'll be able to come back, maybe help volunteer, or maybe get an opportunity to hunt again. But it's been a great time, plus we get to interact and socially with other vets and the other hunting and activity organizations that help out veterans. And it was really important, you really feel comfortable around, vets, and you can just relax and just have a good time, and no one's telling you what to do, they're just offering you suggestions, and good times.
I'm Chris Marcoux. I'm a 100% Maine disabled veteran. I started volunteering with House in the Woods last fall after I came on my first archery hunt with them. I've been volunteering with them ever since. I started doing trips with House in the Woods because of my disabilities and PTSD, anxiety, and depression. I use these to escape and basically to give back to the veterans. It's one way that I do that. In 2018, I was in a pretty low place after losing my government career, and I found a path with these is how I basically give back, and it's found a mission for me to do it. I'm a board member on another organization here in Maine called Back in the Mainstream. It's a disabled veteran fly fishing organization. And I started with that first, and then I wanted to get into the hunting side of the house. So I sought out Paul and kind of flow into that.
I'm David Coach Mansky from Kimberly, Texas.
All right.
I'm Aaron Lyle. I'm from San Antonio, Texas.
And what organizations brought you here?
Hunting with Heroes, Veteran Predators, Patriots.
Whether or not you harvested a bear, what was your favorite part about being here?
My favorite part was probably the Lobster Fest, the all-you-can-eat lobster.
Yep. A staple to Maine here. And for myself, too, I'd never been to a lobster fest before, so that was super unique. Did you like the lobster?
The lobster was excellent. Yes. I had 4 of them.
Good, good. Did you know how to crack it open? I had to get some guidance on that when we were
Yeah,
eating.
that wasn't my first rodeo.
Oh, all right, all right, all right. What about you? What was your favorite part about being here?
I think just coming up here and the whole experience, I really enjoyed meeting the guides, meeting some of the other veterans, and of course meeting Turbo, the bear tracking dog. And,
I know.
it was just a great experience overall, meeting some new folks and the camaraderie you feel when you were in the military. And, you kind of lose that once you get out and do your 9 to 5 day job, 9 to 5
Yep.
job or whatever. And,
Yep.
it's just good to link back up with some veterans.
Yep.
Even if they are Marines.
Yep. Did you connect with some new guys that you might stay in touch with
Dave.
when you go home?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know.
The program is great. I mean, what Paul's doing here is amazing, and I hope it grows and progresses.
Yes. Yeah.
And I totally recommend this to anybody. Any vet that wants to link back up with nature and meet up with some other vets and have an opportunity to maybe see a bear or shoot a bear.
Yeah, or a lynx or a squirrel or a
lynx
bird.
or a squirrel.
Rabbit.
I never did shoot that squirrel.
Darn it!
I
Yeah.
understand that if I shot, it'd be a bear. So
Yeah.
mess with his
Yeah.
head.
The bucket list items change as the week goes on. Never mind, I'm just going for the squirrel.
Well, physically, we're going home without a bear. I think we're coming back full with meeting some great folks.
Yep. Yep. And likely another opportunity in the future to come back here. Yeah. Oh, good. Good, good.
The brown warrior wakes up in sweat, facing nightmares all alone. Some return so broken, leaving some pieces behind. But I know a place that is quiet and safe, the hearts and souls realigned. It's a house in the woods, built on kindness and love, a place where you can't do no wrong. Well, this house is a family who will suffer beside you, give you strength when you can't carry on. Oh, you deserve to feel good, so come to the house in the woods. For your service and all that you gave, the next journey can start right here. Leave the guilt and the shame, the fear and the pain, and allow yourself to heal. You don't have to be broken. Forgiveness begins in your mind. So come to a place that is quiet and safe, where hearts and souls realign. It's a house in the woods, built on kindness and love, a place where you can't do no wrong. Well, this house is a family who will suffer beside you, give you strength when you can't carry on. Oh, you deserve to feel good.